Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Look, man, Jaron boots Ennis. I think that guy is the future of boxing. I think he gives Terence Crawford an extremely difficult fight. I think he beats a whole lot of people right now. But right now, he's taking it to the stupid. Stop crying. Get over the fact that Crawford doesn't want to fight you. Just focus on yourself. I mean, everyone's going to have an opinion on Crawford and Boots, right? It doesn't even make sense to make videos about these guys anymore. But one thing for sure, whoever is telling Boots, like Crawford and Eubank Jr., right? It sounds like that fight's not even going to happen. But let's just play with this for a second. Whoever is suggesting to Boots that Crawford is putting duck sauce on the fried rice because he'd rather face Eubank Jr., who it sounds to me like Boots is of the opinion, could be what someone is telling him, that Eubank Jr. is a non-threat and there's no money behind him and then there's no title on the line. So what Terence Crawford is doing is putting duck sauce on the fried rice because Boots sounds to me like he feels he may be more well known, that there may be more money there, and that there's a title on the line. So if Crawford's all about legacy and money, why would he possibly be looking to fight a guy like Eubank Jr., where none of what Crawford is saying he wants, he can get out of that fight? Now to that I say, is a kindly request, in the most respectful way, for Boots Ennis to hold his horses and stop taking it to the stupid. Now, talent-wise, I think Crawford has a tougher fight with Boots. Eubank Jr. has just shown me that he lacks the discipline, lacks fundamentals. He has fast hands, he got a little bit of pop, but he keeps his hands down around his knees. He kind of admires his work. He seems to lose focus while he's in the ring, and I don't care what no one says. I've talked about this before. In that first Liam Smith fight, Eubank Jr. was looking very good in spots early in the fight. The fight didn't last long, but even in those rounds where he was looking good, he was getting beamed, okay? Because he was standing right in front of Smith. Then Smith realized if I kind of stepped to him, I had more success. He stepped to him and, he put the bings on him and the elbow, and then he got the knockout. But in the rematch, there was obviously something going on there, kind of like Crawford and Spence, where Liam Smith just he just didn't look like Liam Smith. And you could say that, Bomac had a lot to do with Eubank Jr.'s win, which I think he can take some credit, but I think it has a whole lot to do with whatever happened with Liam Smith having to drop 30 or so pounds in a short period of time. It's just not healthy, and it stresses your body and breaks the body down is what I think happened. But don't for one second think that Eubank Jr. doesn't bring more money to the table than Boots. Eubank Jr., all I gotta say is Eubank. Simple. Just like Conor Ben, all I gotta say is Ben. And it's over. Those guys' names alone, right? Highly marketable. A lot of money behind those names. And for Crawford wanting to bubble up and do something great, at 168 pounds or whatever weight division, it would only make sense if the fight was to happen, but it sounds like it's not. I personally think it may happen when they start saying, oh, there's no such thing as that. This is all blue hat, blue hat, blue hat. It's not going to happen. These are just people out here creating false narratives. Don't believe it. Bullshit. The more they say it's not going to happen, that it's a lie, it's probably that the more truth there is to it. So I don't quite believe people when they start to speak passionately and get animated, trying to convince you that something's not true. I tend to say, well, hold on, let's hold your horses here, champ. If it's not that true, why are you putting so much energy into it? So I tend to think there's some truth to it. But there's going to be more money there. Whether they fight in the UK or that shit goes to Saudi, there's more money there than Crawford fighting Boots. As far as legacy, he's bubbling up to 160. He clips a number one mandatory fighter. So, I mean, that speaks volumes about Crawford, and it helps Crawford's argument How about him being able to hang in the higher weight classes and possibly getting there for an opportunity at 168? We know he wants Canelo, but I don't think Canelo's going to necessarily get past Jaime the Alien Munguia. But for Boots Ennis, just quit worrying about what the fuck Crawford's doing. Like, just leave it alone. Like, seriously, my man, you got all the talent in the world. Get active at 147 since that's where you want to be. Clean out the division. Like, to me, Boots should have fought already. I know there's all kind of talks with this person and that person, or people not wanting to fight him. I get it, but you got to figure it out. Because this thing about, wanting to just jump into the house of Terence Crawford and see what the hell's going on in here, man, get your ass out of his living room. You all up in the man's living room sitting on the couch eating his goddamn cashews and pistachios and peanuts and foot up on the coffee table, man, watching the goddamn fight. Get out the man's goddamn house. You even in the house that ain't even fully constructed yet. You in there walking around trying to do surveys and got the goddamn walking with the building, got the inspector in there, man. Get your ass out of Terence Crawford's house. Go find your own goddamn business. All that talent in the world, you all up in Terence Crawford's house, man. In the kitchen. Got your hand in the goddamn pot. The hell out of his house, man. Quit worrying about Terence Crawford's business. And you go out there and worry about yourself. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I can say Boots needs to stop crying, but his time is coming. It's just a matter of time. Whether they take all them belts off Crawford or Crawford drops the belts, once that happens, Boots takes over 147. Simple. Simple. He may not get to do it against Terence Crawford, but once those belts are released, Boots cleans out the division. And if everybody cooperates for unification fights, takes the fighter, the team, and the sanction bodies to come together and say, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen. I'm telling you, Boots can be undisputed at 147 within an 18-month period if he stays active and if stars line up. And if the Saudis get involved, they can start bringing them guys over for unification bouts because the money's there. And people will go out and be like, fuck it, take this title. Give me that $8-9 million. You can have this title. And Boots will get his money and his legacy. But right now, stop watching what Crawford's doing. Because Boots is not Eubank Jr. And I'll say that until I'm blue in the face. He's not Eubank Jr. Crawford fighting Eubank Jr., I truly believe there's way more money in that. And whether it happens or it doesn't, I just think Boots needs to worry about himself, man. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. All 7 continents. Boots, get your feet off that man's goddamn coffee table and put down them peanuts. I'm in the breeze.